Brandon Ayuk held up a lot of things, and I'm somewhat confident that the Pittsburgh Steelers still have moves to be made, and they were just waiting for this saga to end, and they are now ready to make them. They are 2 contract extensions. One of them is to Cam Hayward, and the other one is to Pat Freiermuth. And the way I look at both of them is simple. I am shocked that Cam Hayward has not signed an extension yet. All my understanding was that was done. That was ready to go. Pittsburgh Steelers and Cam Hayward, they were ready to move forward. I think the Brandon Ayuk situation, it held it up. And then Pat Freiermuth's been dropping hints the whole time. I mean, his agent showed up at training camp. That never happens. And then he's on the Christian Kuntz podcast the other day. I'm listening to it, and he just very casually smiles talking about a contract extension and says, yeah, hopefully by week 1. And I'm like, nobody else caught that? Nobody else noticed that Pat essentially just said things are good in a good direction. I'm feeling very good about where we are. I think both of those deals get done this week. Hopefully not this weekend, but this Monday. I'm not a weekend news guy. You know what I mean? I want to go.
I wonder why.
Yeah, like I just want to go have a good. I want to enjoy. I want to watch some college football. The last thing I want to be doing is talking about Pat Freiermuth's extension. Let's do that on Monday. I think both of those deals get done before week 1. Pat Freiermuth's is going to be nice. I expect Pat Freiermuth's deal to be a little bit nicer than maybe we expect. 13, maybe $14 million a year, which is a lot of money, but I think he's worth it. Cam Hayward, I don't know if he gets all 3 years, but I do believe that he gets at least one extra one after this one to continue playing, and then maybe you go from there. But my expectation is both of these deals get done within the next week.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially with the Cam Hayward one. I mean, that was a huge topic of conversation all throughout OTAs when he wasn't there for the first time in his career. And then even when he showed up, he's talking about it like, I'm here to work, but at the same time, doesn't mean I don't want the deal. I mean, he's handled it a lot differently. We've mentioned it on countless occasions. He's handled it differently than Troy Polamalu did. He's handled it differently than Hines Ward did. But also, it's a guy that is coming off of an injury. And I think the Steelers are smart enough to not judge him based on that, but to try to use that as leverage. But at the end of the day, throughout training camp, that wasn't a question. It kind of faded in the background where you almost forgot, Cam Hayward is in a contract technically dispute with the Steelers. It's just he's too nice of a guy to make it into a dispute like everybody else does. So I would be surprised if this deal doesn't get done. And the same goes for Pat Freiermuth, especially, I saw the Kuntz podcast, seeing his face there. It's like, all right, maybe there is just this cloud over the Steelers salary cap where they need to make sure one thing is set before they pull the trigger on these other 2 things where they might have had to just adjust some numbers, adjust where the bonuses go and where the signing bonuses go. But now that that's over, now that the Ayuk situation is done, it clears space and clears runway for Omar Khan to get these deals done. And I would be surprised if it's not done by week 1, especially knowing the Steelers don't like doing this type of business once the season begins.
Yeah, I think everything ends come week 1. Like come Sunday, it's over. Come Friday, it's over. But I could see a Friday deal, a Thursday, before you get on the plane to go to Atlanta, you ink your name to that deal. And I agree with you. I think that numbers had to be moved. That's as simple as it comes. Is the Pittsburgh Steelers had a situation. They looked at it. They said, all right, look, if we get Brandon Ayuk, we have to add all this money to our salary cap. So maybe your signing bonus comes in 2025 instead of 2024. Now it's, all right, here's some money. Have a good time, and he's not waking up with $76 million in his bank account tomorrow or this morning like Brandon Ayuk did, but it's still going to be a good chunk of change, and I think that's where they go. Cam Hayward and Pat Freiermuth's what I see coming next for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I expect them to happen rather soon.